Hello and welcome to the new Mindscape. In this video, I'm going to be talking about rituals as rites of passage. In a previous video, I talked about how through ritual, the individual's mindscape is transformed and united into a social mindscape, which places the individual into a broader cosmic order. So the individual is transformed and incorporated into a social body. So how is this connection and transformation made? This was explained by the anthropologist Arnold van Gennep over a century ago in his classic study of rites of passage. Van Gennep distinguished three phases in a rite of passage. So first you have separation, then you have transition or liminality, and then you have reincorporation. In the phase of separation, people separate themselves from their previous ordinary condition. So a good example is the house sweeping before the Chinese New Year. Before the festival, people are expected to clear out their houses. In other words, people separate themselves from the previous year and the dust it has left behind. By cleaning the house, the old year is literally swept away. There's the idea that good luck comes at the moment of the new year. So first, before the new year, people clean away all the bad luck and all the evil from the previous year. The dirty things in the house are attracting bad energies, so you clear them away. But when the new year begins, there's a cosmic change. The cycle of the universe changes, and now good forces will come with the new year. So during the interval between the last few days before and the first few days after the Chinese New Year, exciting things happen, such as happy family gatherings and setting off firecrackers everywhere. This interval is the liminal phase. You also enter a different state when you go onto the street with firecrackers exploding everywhere. With the noise of firecrackers, you might not even be able to think or walk normally. So in this sense, your ordinary mindscape is shattered, and you enter into a liminal state created by the firecrackers, which is utterly different from your normal life. I remember many years ago when I was in Guangxi, in the countryside in southwest China, during Spring Festival, and I felt like a war was going on. There were so many firecrackers going all over the place. It was so noisy that I thought bombs were exploding. You couldn't see anything. There was so much smoke. And children kept throwing firecrackers at my legs while I was walking down the street. So this was just a completely out of normal state. So what's the purpose of this custom? Well, people give many explanations. On the one hand, firecrackers are used to scare away evil forces, but on the other hand, they're used to attract auspicious forces. Some people say that they're used to scare away a monster called Nian. According to this folklore, this monster eats villagers. People are scared of this monster, but this monster is so afraid of the color red that people will let off red firecrackers, on the first day of the Chinese New Year. Another story is that on specific days, the god of wealth will come and give people fortune. So people use firecrackers to attract the god of wealth to their homes in the hope of getting good luck and fortune. So in any case, the idea is that by shattering your mindscape and blowing away its contents, you clear away all the bad things in your mindscape, and you give space for a new, purified mindscape. This is also the time when you have your Chinese New Year banquet, your family reunion, and different kinds of excitements, which are different feelings from your day-to-day life. So this is the transitional or liminal phase. It's during the liminal time that connections with other powers are considered to occur. This is the time when the ghosts are driven away and the good forces come down. Invisible powers come and go during this phase. In the ritual of the liminal phase is very powerful. The beginning of the dance is a separation phase during which the participants depart from their normal day-to-day condition. Gradually, they enter into a complete trance. At this point, they're completely in the liminal phase, in which they become completely different from their normal self. They're now in a different mindscape. When they're in the trance, they consider that they're in connection with the divine power. You may wonder whether they're being healed or whether they're simply crazy, but that's the whole point. In the transitional or liminal phase, things are no longer the way they are in normal life. People don't act normal. Now, once people are in the liminal state, their previous problems or illnesses become immaterial. Everybody participating in the ritual is completely transformed. And then, after that, they enter the phase of reincorporation. After people come out of the liminal phase, they're reincorporated into the normal social order. They return to the normal state. They return to the mindscape that they operate in their ordinary life. Or they accept a new status, a new position within a new mindscape. So, after the Chinese New Year, you're reincorporated into the new cycle of the new year. Your life is back to normal, except that you're 1 year older and you start things afresh. Not only are religious rituals rites of passage, but so are weddings, funerals, and so on. Actually, we can think of many examples of such rites of passage in our society. It's during the liminal time that group bonding becomes extraordinarily strong, rather than the time of normal life. When things are different, people are connected more closely so that real bonding is created. These types of activities are widespread even in our contemporary society. Think of going to a nightclub. People go dancing at night. They enter this completely different state and a collective effervescence is created during that during the late night dancing with all the pounding music and the darkness and everything like that. That's another example of creating this liminal state as a rite of passage. So rites of passage are not necessarily performed as religion, but just think about it. You'll find that there are many different types of rites of passage, even in contemporary society. The search for liminal states is ubiquitous in both traditional and contemporary cultures.